Am I the a-hole for not being discreet enough in the open relationship my wife asked for? So, here's the story. My wife, 34F, and I, 37M, have been together for 6 years, married for 4. We have a young son, a dog, a mortgage, and decent careers. On paper, everything looks like the classic picture of stability. If you saw us at school drop-off or walking through Target on a Sunday, you'd think we had it all figured out. But under the surface, things are complicated. A couple of years ago, during one of those slightly too drunk late-night conversations, my wife admitted that she had cheated on me early in our relationship, about 5 years ago, before we were married, when we were still figuring things out. She said it with guilt, but also like she needed to unload it. It stung, sure, but I wasn't surprised. There had been a few things back then that didn't quite add up. I let it go. We had already built so much since then, and honestly, I was just too tired to reopen old wounds. Then last year, things took a sharper turn. She told me, sober this time, that she had developed feelings for a coworker. Not physical, according to her, but an emotional connection. She said it made her realize she might not be wired for strict monogamy, that the idea of lifelong exclusivity felt suffocating, that she loved me, loved our life, but also needed freedom, needed to feel desired by others, needed something more. It was one of the most confusing conversations of my life. I didn't know whether to be hurt or flattered that she was being honest. But after weeks of back and forth, I agreed to try an open marriage. My thought process was, she's coming to me openly instead of cheating again, so maybe that means something. And if I said no, I knew the answer. She would either resent me, cheat again, or eventually leave. We agreed to rules, reasonable ones, I thought. No one comes to the house. No talking about names, details, or emotional entanglements. No using shared money. No sleeping with mutual friends or coworkers. And above all, be discreet. Keep it separate from our life. I didn't ask what she did with her time, and she never volunteered. But her schedule shifted, more late nights, more girl trips, and more emotional distance. And still I didn't ask. I stuck to the rules. A few months ago, I started seeing someone. Let's call her Kayla, 25F. She interned at my firm last year. Nothing happened then, but we stayed in touch professionally. She's sharp, driven, and funny. Now she works somewhere else and reached out for career advice. One coffee turned into 2 drinks. One drink turned into a kiss. We started casually hooking up, not love, but definitely a spark. I was honest with her from the beginning. Told her I was married, in an open arrangement, and she was fine with it. We kept things chill, respectful. No drama. Fast forward to last week. I told my wife I'd be out for happy hour with some people from work. Totally normal. I've done this dozens of times before. Kayla and I met at a bar across town. We were sitting outside, sipping cocktails and laughing about some dumb story. No kissing, no touching, just good energy. And then my wife shows up. She walks right past us. Alone. She stops. Makes eye contact. I freeze. She says she's meeting a friend nearby and just happened to walk past the bar. Maybe. She does have a friend in the area, but something felt off. That street is not exactly on the beaten path. She walked over, polite but cold. We exchanged brief hellos. Introductions. She shook Kayla's hand, said something like, "Nice to meet you," then left. And since that night, things have been different. She's been silent, cold, sleeping on the couch, ignoring me unless absolutely necessary, giving me this look like I betrayed her in some unforgivable way. After a couple days of this, I finally asked what was wrong. She said, "I just thought you'd be more discreet with your little girlfriend." That's all she said. When I asked what that meant, what I had done wrong, she wouldn't give me a straight answer. She acted like I broke the rules. But which rule? I didn't bring Kayla to the house. We weren't all over each other. There was no PDA. We weren't even in our usual hangouts. She just knew. She could sense something, and that seemed to be enough to piss her off. I reminded her that this entire setup was her idea, that I played by the rules, that I didn't accuse her of anything even though she clearly has someone or someones she's been seeing. She said it was about how it looked, that I was being sloppy, and that it was embarrassing. But embarrassing for who? We weren't in our neighborhood. No one we know was around. No one was shouting, "Hey, look at this guy cheating on his wife." It was literally a quiet Tuesday night happy hour. Now I'm stuck wondering, what is this really about? Is it that she wanted the open marriage, but didn't expect me to participate in it? Was I just supposed to sit quietly while she explored but not do the same? The part that's eating at me is how she's suddenly punishing me with coldness and guilt for doing exactly what she said was okay. She wanted honesty, I gave her honesty. She wanted space, I gave her space. She wanted freedom, and now that I've tasted it too, I'm the bad guy. And here's the thing, I didn't go looking for Kayla out of spite or revenge. It just happened naturally. But now I can't help but feel like this whole arrangement was only acceptable as long as I stayed in the background. So, am I the a-hole for not being discreet enough in the open relationship my wife wanted? Or is this just a taste of her own jealousy, and she doesn't know how to swallow it?